how's it going? Astrofeminist here, back with another Amberlynn Reid video. Today we are covering Amber's most recent video from as of yesterday, as of recording this. And she is talking about rumors, drama, getting lymphedema surgery, and scared to lose weight, which is a Q&A thing that she's been doing, and it's a part 2. Don't know why she needed to make a part 2. Because, I mean, she's kind of been doing continuous Q&As on Instagram ever since she bopped her ankle up, which I have some opinions about that, but she gets into that, and I will give my take on that when she gets to this. I have watched Zachary Michael react to this video, but I have been super tired recently, so I've probably forgotten half of it. We're on 1.25 speed. I feel like I'm going to end up saying this every video, but quick apology that I haven't been online in a while. I've been quite busy lately. I've been burnt out lately. I'm prepping for grad school things. I have to take my GRE in like a month, which is really scary. And then my applications are due like some of them December 15th, some of them January 1st, some of them January 15th. So I have to start thinking about asking for letters of recommendation, which is also very stressful. But we're just gonna have fun and vibe and call Amber out on her BS because that's what we love to do. Anyway, let's get right into it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this one might be a little shorter than the last one. I guess we'll see when it comes to like editing and stuff. Oh my god, my hair.
Dude, I say this every time. Okay, one, your hair looks the same. Your hair literally looks the same. Second of all, her arms are just not healing at all, and it's concerning. Very concerning. I would not be surprised if she's at least pre-diabetic. Well, she's on Ozempic, which make it they approved it for weight loss, but if it also helps with some diabetic symptoms, I would not be surprised.
Girl, I know you guys will say she looks the same as always, but
yes, you do.
Everyone's their own worst enemy. I posted another community post asking you guys to ask me some questions and whatnot. So we're gonna answer a few of those for today's video. I'm sorry that there's like no vlogs and stuff. Like, that's definitely understandable, I hope, because your girl can't walk correctly. I mean, I can walk and all that. People are asking like, can you walk at all? Yes, but what I'm assuming is a high ankle sprain based on the fact that my leg is now hurting a little bit, like the pain is radiating up to my leg. Oh, by the way, I did talk to my primary care doctor and she said that, you know, everything I'm experiencing and what I'm doing is perfect and what I'm experiencing is normal for a high ankle sprain, which means I tore the ligaments that are more higher, like above the ankle, which is harder to heal.
Why? She was like, no, it's not sprained. And then she's like, oh, well, it's consistent with a sprain. Hun, also, can we, like, you know, what's that thing called? Residual? It's not residual. Resident pain? You can have pain in close by parts of your body to something that is actually injured. Pain can radiate throughout your body, right? It's like how, you know, women get menstrual cramps, but then, like, it feels like their back's hurting, but it's probably also because their back's hurting anyway, because periods suck, and don't even get me started. Freaking amputees can have, like, feelings of pain in a limb that's not even there. So the fact that she's having pain higher up in the same region on the same ligament. Wow, I watch Amber and I like literally get stupider by the second. What am I thinking? Appendage. Like having pain higher up. It's probably also because her leg is compensating for her ankle. Like, let's be real. Like, she's acting like this is, you know, a medical phenomenon, but it's like, dude, yes, it can be concerning, but like you having pain in the same appendage and somewhat near the same area. She supposedly got her leg scanned and they said it was torn ligaments. How are they going to go back and now say it's a high ankle sprain? Begging it could be both, but she's conflicting herself, which she always does.
Heal. She said that what I'm doing is perfect, but if I notice that in like 3 more weeks, like there's no improvement, then I need to take more further steps and see more specialists and stuff like that. So today is day 9 of this happening. This did happen on August 16th, Tuesday night, and it's been over a week now, and I can say walking has gotten easier. Walking obviously hurts, but what I noticed that hurts the most is when I'm sitting like in a chair. I mean, I haven't really sat in a chair. I've obviously sat in the toilet and I've sat on my bed, but when I sit in that position when my feet are on the ground, that is when it hurts the most. Look at this baby.
Wow, it's like if you put pressure on your thing on a 90-degree angle in a chair and gravity. Wow. Stunning.
Baby.
We love her rarity.
Yeah, so needy. Oh my god, I love her so much. Okay, now I'm just like totes rambling about my ankle, but I just want to give like random updates.
Also on the Instagram Q&A, she was like, I'm not answering any more questions about my ankle. But then in this, she's like, rambling, quote unquote. Literally, she said that about the ankles. Like, why? I don't get it. We're milking the ankle.
For you guys, I'm still icing it, resting, elevating, not putting, you know, too much weight on it and stuff like that. Like of understanding to people. Maybe I could do that. I know my poetry from years ago is so bad and so cringy, and something I'm actually thinking of doing is taking those long-winded, cringy, horrible poems and transferring them into the person I am today and the writer that I am today, because my writing today is so drastically different to the way that I used to write. So I was kind of thinking about, you know, taking a poem, rewriting it, and doing like a before and after, and maybe sharing that with you guys. I think that would be really fun.
Wow, it's like art can be changed over time. Like, she's acting like she invented this. Like, it's like every time she thinks of something new, she acts like she invented it. She's like, guys, I'm gonna like take my old stuff and like re-up it. It's like, wow. Like, as somebody who does writing and artsy things, I'm just like, okay, so you're just like going back to an old project and updating it because you've improved, quote unquote, big quote unquotes around that with Amber. Improved your writing skills. Like, that's not uncommon.
Fun, because I love poetry. I've always loved poetry, but the way that I write is so different from how I used to write. And I don't really share any current poetry. I've shared a couple things and people have really loved and enjoyed that, but like my old stuff, totes cringy. People make fun of it. I even make fun of it, so I mean, completely understand. But yeah, that could be something I would.
A, we're still making fun of you. B, you're still cringy. C, your poetry today isn't even as good. Like,
be interested in, because I write a lot in like metaphors. It used to be so much worse, and a lot of people are like, "Ooh.
Bro, what's that metaphor she wrote?" Okay, well, first of all, ask her how you're doing, and she says she's okay. Ask me how I'm doing, and I'm like, wow, narcissist vibes. Also, like the freaking I forget the exact quote. It was like rolling like knives on and dice on a blah blah blah, and I was like, what
does this mean? So I understand why you'd want me to explain my writing a little bit more, so that could be something I do in the future. Would you ever consider, if you guys hear my cat purring, she's literally purring, making bread on my arm. Would you ever consider talking more about your childhood, telling stories or something similar? I feel like a lot of people, myself included, could find something relatable or insightful in that. I have thought about sharing more about my past, but I just feel like, especially like the serious stuff, I don't know, I'm super vulnerable like when it comes to that. Like, I share a lot with you guys and everything I say either gets twisted, nitpicked, I'm called a liar, etc. And I feel like when it comes to my childhood, I kind of refrain from sharing majority of it. I know you guys have heard a lot of it, but just imagine there's so much that I haven't told you that I'm scared to tell you. I'm not sure that I should, because I know people are super just into, you know, theories and conspiracies and twisting everything I say, and I find that to be very frustrating. And I don't want my childhood and the trauma that I went through to be a topic of discussion in that regard, because I feel like it's inappropriate, I feel like it's rude, I feel like it's triggering, and I just don't like it. So I don't know, I honestly don't know. Have you?
I mean, yeah, that's completely valid. Like, I wish she would even share less of her life, because you know, people shit on her enough as it is. Like, are the boxes for the homeless, the dollar store homeless haul, still in the apartment? Because, like, I feel like her doing that was just like, you knew people were gonna make fun of her for that when she showed those boxes still in her apartment. I don't even know why she shares stuff like that. So yeah, totally valid. Not sharing stuff that would literally like trigger you to bring up. So.
Consider getting weights so you can at least keep your arms active while you're sitting in bed all day. I actually have not thought of getting weights, but I do have like armbands and such, so I do have that. But maybe I could get some weights. That's probably actually a really good idea. I have been doing like these like punch exercises and like arm ups. My girlfriend's trying to support me through all that, because you know what? A couple hours ago, I had another emotional anxiety breakdown, and
yeah, I remember watching this video last night. Like I said, I watched Zachary Michael react to it, and her eyes are very shiny. That was like the first thing I noticed. I thought it might have been the lighting, but then she said this, and I was like, okay. Yeah. Because, like, as somebody who's had breakdowns myself, your eyes are very shiny after you do a heavy amount of crying, and you can tell there's, like, the little, like, gleam right here.
I've been feeling very defeated, honestly. And she's trying her best to, you know, be like, babe, it's okay, and just support me in any way that she can. When it comes to physical stuff, she's definitely trying to support me with like arm exercises and things like that. But yeah, this This is honestly, like, physically it fucking sucks, but mentally it's been torture. Like, torture. I feel trapped mentally and physically, and it's just horrible. Can you
Yeah, kind of vibing with that, because like it's Friday when I'm filming this, and then like at the beginning of the week, I was very burnt out, like physically and mentally. I like didn't go to rowing practice, like fall season started this week. I didn't go until yesterday because I just couldn't do it. And like yesterday going there, I was scared I was going to be like super freaking out of shape, which I actually wasn't as much as I thought I was, which is good. But you know, I'm vibing with the whole like once you stop doing stuff, it's hard to get back into it.
accept that your weight, although it may not have to do with your initial trip, absolutely affected how severe your injury was because of physics and how you're able to recover, not being able to use crutches, boots, scooters, etc. Okay, so in my first video talking about my injury, I made it very apparent that I am completely aware of the fact that the way that I heal and what I'm doing to heal is very much because of my weight. I was the first one to bring that to the YouTube attention. Like, so you guys don't have to tell me that. Yes, I'm very aware. I can't use crutches because I can't hold my body strength. You know, that's why I have to use a cane. You know, I can't wear a boot or a cast because they don't make them for people my size, which I feel like they should. That's very important because people my size do fall. People with lymphedema do fall.
Okay, here's the thing. I've said this before, but like, let's be real. In reality, like, yes, technically a majority of the population in America, at least, is overweight or obese. But to be Amberlynn Reid's size and have lymphedema, that's a rarity. That is more rarity than Rarity freaking Gray because she's a unique, like, French descent cat or whatever. I feel like Amber has this like she underestimates how big volume-wise she actually is compared to a majority of the population. Because yes, technically a majority of the population is overweight or obese, but not a lot of people are Amber size. So thinking about it from a logistics standpoint, it's not that practical to make that many cuffs and stuff and boots that are for people her size, which is probably why they don't make them, you know?
I just do not believe that my weight plays a role in the actual injury.
Bullshit. Okay, math time with Astro. I'm gonna pull up a couple of equations because we need to have a talk. Because Amberlynn does not understand how physics works. Okay, Amberlynn Reid. Here's the thing. Generic ass force equation by Newton himself. Newton's third law. Literally this shit. Force equals mass times acceleration. Force of gravity equation. Proportional to both of the masses. Like one of these would be the mass of the Earth, one of these would be the mass of Amber. Kinetic energy. Proportional to mass. Okay? The force that your body is feeling from that fall is proportional to your mass. If somebody my size, I am approximately, let's do lbs to kg. Actually, we don't even really need this, honestly. I'm not doing any actual math. I am 200, I'll round up, because I'm 207.8. I'm 208 pounds, right? I'm less than half of Amber's size. If I were to fall, the forces that are put upon my body are going to be much less than that of Amber, who is more than double my mass. Okay? These equations play a role in how kinematics works and how kinesiology works. Kinesiology is all about how your body moves. It's what people major in if they want to be like physical therapy like directors. So the fact that she's trying to say that her weights, yes, skinny people fall too. We get it. But most of the time, when thin, healthy people tear ACLs, it's like a sports injury because they're putting more force due to things like acceleration and velocity on their body. It's not purely because they stepped off a freak fracking curb that's like maybe 4 inches off the ground and freaking destroyed their ankle and their ligaments, right? So the fact that Amber is trying to play it off like her weight didn't make her injury more severe than it was, because I could probably have the same exact fall with the same angles and the same like speed as Amber. My injury would be less inherently because of my mass. Okay? She needs to get that in her head. No one's saying that the fall itself is because of how big she is, but the injury itself is reliant on her mass. Like, I really want her to take a picture of the curb that she stepped off of, because unless it's got a weird, like, pothole or something next to it and she stepped weird in the pothole, her tearing a ligament is because of her mass. If I had the same fall with the same angles and everything, again, I probably wouldn't have torn a ligament. I might have twisted my ankle, I might have sprained my ankle. I wouldn't have torn a freaking ligament. That is a much more major injury. Okay? That's my stance on it. That's my rant on it, because as someone who literally has a bachelor's in a physics field, this pisses me off that she is just ignoring this basic math, that every equation that would affect her fall is proportional to her mass. Okay? All right. Rant potentially over. Let's continue.
I was vlogging, I was walking, and I stepped off the curb. Literally it. That is one of the most common ways. Google it, do research, talk to your doctor, do anything you need to, but that is one of the most common ways that people...
Who told her this thing that stepping off a curb is the most common way people tear their ligaments? Because from what I'm aware of, it's sports injuries.
People tear ligaments in their ankle is stepping off the curbs. And I did it without acknowledging that I was doing it because I wasn't paying attention. So no, I do not blame my weight for the injury, but I blame my weight, and I will be blaming my weight for the prolonged healing process.
You do need to blame your weight for the injury, because that's part of the injury. We just went over all the physics of it.
I just hate that, like, my weight is brought up in every sort of situation. It just becomes really frustrating because it's like, I'm more than my weight. I am a human being. And I just feel like when people, a lot of you, not all of you, but I feel like a lot of you just look at me as a fat, morbidly obese, lazy ass bitch. Like, that's how I feel. And that,
I mean, I don't, listen, your attitude really enforcing that last point lately. But here's the thing, if you didn't make your weight your whole frackin' personality, maybe we wouldn't bring it up as often, right? Like, that's not a leap of logic that your whole channel has been about your quote-unquote weight loss, and people constantly bring up your weight because you also constantly bring up your weight. So maybe if you don't want us talking about your weight, don't bring up your weight. You seem to actually do better with weight loss when you don't talk about it online, because people don't shit on it. People don't think about it if you don't bring it up.
That's just not, that's not it. There's so much more to me than my weight. I could have very well been injured because my shoes were unstable. Like, it could have been anything, but for some reason people are like, no, because of your weight.
Listen, again, no one's saying that you getting an injury in general is because of your weight, right? Like I said, I could fall off the curb and I would likely also get injured if I wasn't paying attention and just let gravity do its business as I am stepping off the curb and not trying to stabilize myself on the way down. What I'm saying is your weight made the injury itself more severe and you can't recover from it. But you don't want to acknowledge that first thing that you don't want to acknowledge that it made it worse. There's three components. The fall itself, the severeness of the injury, and your recovery. And the second and third thing are affected by your weight.
While there's thousands and thousands of skinny people weekly getting the same exact injury, the same exact way that I did. My cat right now is laying on my leg, Rusty.
That's like the go-to fat acceptance thing. Skinny people get heart disease too. Skinny people get diabetes. And I'm like, yeah, but you could probably... It's much more likely if you're overweight. There's science behind it. I'm a woman of science. I trust the science. Human beings have not, for the last however many thousands of years, held this much excess weight globally at one point in time. We are not adapted to hold that much excess weight.
She's so sweet. Will ever get couple content, like your girlfriend does your makeup or anything like that. See, this is hard for me because it's like, down. I would love for you guys to meet my girlfriend, but her and I both agree that this is just not a safe place for her.
I mean,
and
yeah.
The way that people have conspired is...
Conspired. The word you're looking for is conspired. Not knowing how words work is not a quirky trait. You just look kind of dumb.
Is that a word? Amberisms. The way that people like
English
theorize and like make up rumors and like things like that, when all you guys have literally seen is like her hand, her arm, her legs, like...
Yeah, I will say, like, the whole went back, like, what was it? It was earlier in the year. I have no idea timelines anymore. Earlier in the year when somebody, like, was in Lexington around her Amber's apartment complex and, like, took a picture of wifey and posted it online. I was like, that was really freaking creepy, dude. Like, why did you do that? Why did you do no.
The way that you guys have already treated her is, when I say you guys, I am specifically talking about a large portion of, like, the hater nation.
No
the way that you
anymore.
guys have already treated her has been kind of horrific. So I don't want her involved in that. I protect the people I love. Like,
okay, real talk though, I thought about this last night as I was going to bed. I don't know why this popped in my head, but they are an interracial lesbian couple in Kentucky. How much more horrible could the internet treat you and your wifey, than people in your own freaking, like, home city could? I don't know. Is Lexington that blue? Interracial lesbian couple in Kentucky. I feel like you're probably going to have more issues in real life than online. Like, that's a whole nother can of worms that we're not going to open today. But you know what I'm saying?
When my mom was here, for a couple months during my whole cancer story, like, she was totally fine with being on camera. She was like, yeah, I'll be in your videos, but I would not allow it. I protect those I love, and I'm not going to put my girlfriend through that anytime soon. If it wasn't for the craziness that surrounds my channel, we would definitely be more open to her being in my videos, 100%. But right now, it's just, I don't want it to damage her mental health, the way she is as a person. I don't want it to ruin her confidence as a person. I know that the comments and some of the people who follow me are insanely horrible, like, to the extreme. And I just want to protect her from that. And obviously there's other personal reasons that we don't want her in my videos currently. I do have her in some of my vlogs, like her voice and stuff like that. I know a lot of you do enjoy that, and it's appreciated. Those who are frustrated with that, I do find that to be kind of odd, because it's me just respecting what she wants. And yeah, I'm also respecting what I promised myself and what I promised her. And for those of you who respect us and our decisions and are accepting and patient regarding that, I appreciate you guys so much. Are you planning on...
You're two grown-ass women. You can decide what you want to do. You know? I do find the I protect my loved ones statement a little ironic. Maybe currently she does. I would like to see Twinkie's nails. Maybe Twinkie has an acceptable nail growth because she, you know, gets walked on the pavement and the sidewalk more often. But lest we forget, when Twinkie was literally, like, whining in pain and barely able to move, and Amber went out to Chili's when, you know, Michael B. Petty found out there was a vet, like, a 6-minute drive away, and it was 24 hours and shit. Was she protecting her loved one there? And then Gracie, lest we forget about Gracie, who just magically disappeared under suspicious circumstances. And then, you know, the way she treated Becky, like, this time last year on the live streams, like, man, that love must really have to be real hard towards Amber if she's gonna actually protect her quote-unquote loved ones. Quote-unquote protect her quote-unquote loved ones.
I'm getting surgery for lymphedema removal. My boyfriend also has lymphedema, and we've been looking into therapy/surgery. Sorry you're suffering with it too. Tell your boyfriend he's in my thoughts, because I know how rough this is, especially trying to find treatment. And the fact that it's not curable is the part that really messes with my head, because it's like, most things are curable. There's a medicine you could take or something you could do for it.
Yeah, there's something you could do for your lymphedema, and that's called actually committing to losing weight. Like, lymphedemas do get drastically better with you losing weight, because the reason you get them in the first place is because all your fat is pushing on your lymph nodes. Like, it's not like this is ALS or something where there's actually no cure and you just gotta wait until you're gonna freaking die from it. Like, you can lose weight and it'll help your lymphedema. And you've admitted that. She's admitted that. Jesus Christ.
But lymphedema is one of those things that you're stuck with forever. I do have a close friend of mine who did have...
Like, is losing weight and having it shrink and then getting surgery for it not a cure? I'd say it is.
Lymphedema, she got it removed, but she still suffers with lymphedema. So it's, even a surgery can't fully take it away. But it's weird that you asked this, because I have been trying to learn more about surgery when it comes to lymphedema.
Education, research
believe that it's insanely invasive. It's a very, very invasive surgery, so that kind of scares me.
Let me Google this because here's the thing. When I think of invasive surgery, I think like open heart surgery. Spills into your surrounding tissues and can cause inflammation and stimulate fat stem cells to grow. Oh, let's look at our boy Johns Hopkins. I'm applying there for grad school. Hit me up. Lymph node transfer surgery. Ooh. Yeah, that's kind of severe. Okay, I take back what I said. This is actually pretty crazy. Trying to actually fix it, but I know that it can improve with diet and exercise, at least for people that it's very likely that it was caused by their weight. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's being a tad dramatic about it, but it's Amber, so what do we even know?
But if you guys look at the pros and cons, if I look at the pros and cons, based on how bad lymphedema is versus the invasiveness of the surgery, I think that for some people, surgery for lymphedema is the right choice. Other times it's like, is it really worth it? I think more so than anything, your boyfriend, I don't know really what he's going through, but I know that people with lymphedema, I know this is like, why am I giving advice? Because I've had lymphedema for years and I haven't even done this. You should see a lymphedema specialist. I know I need to. My doctor is referring.
What a revelation! If you have a problem that's kind of specific, you should go see somebody who specializes in that problem. I never thought of that. I should have just gone to a regular GP when I had to get my tonsils looked at, not a, ear, nose, and throat doctor, tonsillectomyologist, whatever his title was. He was a very nice doctor. I appreciated him in my time of need. Who would have thought? Oh my god. Amber, thank you for this, like, totally not obvious advice.
Me to one, which I'm super freaking excited because it's like every doctor I see, they know what lymphedema is, but they don't know, that's why there's a specialist for that. Bro, so really I'm excited because like I want to ask all the questions. I want to learn more knowledge. I want to know everything about lymphedema. I want to know what I
like, as somebody who actually has access to like databases where I can look up specific papers on very specific things, this is just, I feel like I'm being talked down to right now by Amber being like, if you just Google something, it works. And I'm like, I literally had to take classes on how to use databases to find shit that I need for research. Yes, I know how to do shit. God, I hate when she talks like this.
Can do to fix this. I have been doing lymphedema massages, so I don't know if your boyfriend is doing that at all, or you could help him with that. I noticed that it helps a lot with the fluid and the swelling, so definitely look into that. There's actually lymphedema massage like kits that you can get on Amazon, which is really cool. So
get one of those like guns, the massage guns that just jackhammer the shit out of it.
I recently bought some. Maybe I can show you guys in a future video, so let me know.
Oh but yes, God, Amberlynn Reid medical
very interested in learning more about the surgery as well. Does the idea of actually losing the weight and needing to maintain the weight loss scare you? Yes. Wow. I sometimes have these moments where I'm like, every single day for the rest of my life, I have to choose to be on track. That thought is terrifying because it's like, my whole life I haven't been able to stay on track, so what makes me think that one day it's just gonna click and I'm gonna be on track for the rest of my life, able to lose weight and maintain?
I mean, for a lot of people it kind of does click eventually, and Zachary Michael said this, girl, it is one day at a time. Like, the world is so absurd at this point. Everything is really just one day at a time. And here's the thing, is that the further you lose weight, right? Her TDEE is like 5,000 calories right now, right? 4,000, 5,000 calories. As you lose weight, your body is going to have less caloric needs, right? And so you being on track right now seems like a lot, but as you lose weight, it's going to be a lot easier. Because right now, you're eating mountains and mountains of food because your body's used to that. And calorically, it makes more sense. And it's closer to what your body actually needs. 200 pounds from now, it's not going to be the same. And you might not have cravings for those mountains and mountains of food because you're going to feel full faster. Because if I believe properly, if you do weight loss over a long enough time, your stomach can adjust back to the size that you need it to be. Or maybe if you get down to 300 pounds, you could get weight loss surgery and they'll cut your stomach up to the point where, you'll feel fuller on smaller amounts of food that are proper portions. Because right now her stomach is probably stretched all to hell. I don't think she should be scared of it, because if she's scared of it, she's never going to do it. And then she'll never see how amazing it is to not be completely out of breath walking across the apartment. Like, yeah, maybe terrifying. Also, somebody said that she's not scared of losing weight. She's scared of accountability. And I was like, damn, that's right. That's right. But I feel like if she made a list of like pros of losing a significant amount of weight, maybe she would actually be able to, use one of her billion journals to actually like keep track of those goals and those realizations, and she might actually get there. I think she's just scared that she's not going to be able to cope with food anymore, and I think she still hasn't worked that out. Because if she did, she wouldn't feel the need to, still be eating mountains of food.
It's hard, it's scary. Yeah, it's a scary thought, but it's possible. Just because it's scary, just because it's hard, it doesn't mean it's not possible. Why did you say you weren't the one striking channels, only to admit on Instagram that it was you and you do it again? So again, this is through the rumor mill, because
No, it's not!
I have admitted, and I have said 1,000 different times, that I did copyright strike a channel. I have admitted that, I have shared that, I am not afraid to admit.
Also, I like how she's not saying the name of the channel because they're back up. Because it didn't work.
Admit that or share that. So me mentioning it on Instagram is no different than the several videos that I talked about it. So I don't know what you're talking about. I never once said that I didn't do that, because I had a whole video literally titled that I copy.
You did try to deny it initially, though. I feel like that was a thing. Or she was trying to like brush it under the rug or say it was justified when it wasn't. Because like I've watched Apathetic Facts' videos. They're very transformative, especially lately, because I know she's trying to avoid another strike.
Copyrighted strike somebody. So this is again just more rumors, and it's just frustrating. Like this whole rumor thing lately has been so insane, because so many people are like, I don't watch your videos on your channel, I watch them through reaction channels, and every single reaction channel has their own opinions, and they twist things that I say, and they create different narratives. So
no, we don't. We just call you out on your bullshit. Like that's main. Like I watch Young Dumb Honey Bun, Zachary Michael, YouTube Underground, French Fried Girl. Not as much Alex's Shock, but like nobody's twisting your words. We're just bringing up when you contradicted yourself and when you've lied, and we're just calling you out on your bullshit because you just haven't lived an honest life. You haven't lived an honest life. You haven't lived a life where you've had to really struggle to afford these luxuries that you've had. Yeah, you've gotten hate on the internet, but I'm sure anybody would trade their 9 to 5 for this shit any day of the week. This probably isn't even 10 hours a week of work for her. And she's acting like she's so put upon. Hun.
People aren't getting full information from me, and so they're getting information through reaction channels.
We don't get full information from you anyway, y'all,
it's just like rumors after rumors. It's insane, and no wonder why people think I'm lying. Like, this is a perfect prime example. Okay, so this is gonna be the last question for now. Have you been recognized in public? Was it a good or bad experience?
Alright, I don't really care about this. She did say she's gotten recognized in public, and that's fine. Good for her, all that jazz. It's funny because I initially started recording a video from the Fupa Tales, which is a really a good compilation channel as well, and it was called Amberlynn Reid Moments That Raised My Blood Pressure, and I was like, yes, let's do this. But I would say this video also sufficiently raised my blood pressure. So, yeah. We love to see our girl just being bitchy, because she's like really popping off on the Instagram Q&As, and not in a nice, fun, sassy way, like a people are shit and treat me like shit, and I'm like, fam, we just litter. I'm sure there's horrible people in her comments who just, for some reason, feel the need to waste their time telling Amber how quote-unquote horrible a person she is, that she probably, like, unalive herself and all that stuff. Do not support that as somebody who has wanted to unalive myself in the past. Distant past. Do not worry about me, please. Don't do that. Really don't do that. It's a shitty thing to say to somebody, especially somebody like Amber, who we know has had mental health issues and trauma and all that stuff, and probably has thought about doing that herself. I'm sure there's people who are like that say those things to her. But a majority of us just call her out on her bullshit, and I don't think she likes that, because she doesn't like having to actually like take accountability for things and admit that she's, lied or whatever. And, it's just, this is, definitely got a little peeved off in this one. I definitely went on a rant about the the fall thing, because, my god, she's really trying to push the fact that her weight did not impact her actual injury at all. And I'm like, fam, the fact that the fact that your injury happened, that you fell, yes, skinny people fall, but like I said, definitely wouldn't have been worse if it was me, because your mass impacts your body, because that's how physics works. Anyways, enough is enough of that. This recording's getting a bit long as it is. I don't want to talk your ears off. So I hope you're having a good rest of your day, evening, whatever you're having. And remember that you're worth the space you take up in the world. Bye.